Hello, good evening. I feel like Mr. Rogers, but instead of dealing with my shoes and my cardigan, we're dealing with my earrings. So, welcome, welcome. You know, I always have something. It is always something. Something's always going on. But I am excited. This is the one time I'm going to say excited. I am so excited to be here with you because tonight is Tuesday. You know what Tuesday means? Tuesday means it is Growth Groove with Dr. Ericka night. So this is my show that comes on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. All Tuesdays, unless there's something huge. So I'm so excited to bring something to you tonight because, you know, there's been so much going on. I had a 4-part series. We're finally to part number 4. So tonight we're going to be talking about principles to put 2020 behind you and make 2021 count. And this title tonight is acceptance. And one of the reasons I think this comes in handy is because there has been so much going on. Now, as you hear, my water is still going, so I'm going to shut it off. We'll have to edit this out because it drives me nuts to have that boiling water sound in the background, and it's possessed. It doesn't want to stop. Well, I know how to fix it. So I'm so excited to have you because we talked about gratitude. We have talked about forgiveness. And we've talked about so many things. And I wanted to bring acceptance to the table. The reason I want to bring acceptance is it is huge. So we're talking about principles, so we're not going to talk about every single action. But that's why we talked about 4 different principles that could be helpful. So before we get started, couple of housekeeping things. The first thing, if you know someone that needs this, please share this. If you know someone that needs this, because I know some people do, go ahead and tag. The last thing, if you're watching it later, you aren't watching it live, don't even worry about it. Don't sweat it. Just put a hashtag replay in the comments, okay? So I am your host, Dr. Ericka, double board certified and Harvard trained psychiatrist, along with integrative lifestyle coach. I am on a mission to help people be better so that they can do better and ultimately live better. Because who doesn't want to live at their best? I know I do. How about you? I do that through my telepsychiatry. I have a book called Fix Your Fairy Tale, A Woman's Guide to a Great Life, Love, and Legacy, and speaking. And guess what I'm doing right now? I am speaking. So if you were in here, just drop some stuff in the chat. Let me know how you are doing on this Tuesday, because there is so much going on. We're still in the midst of a pandemic. We still are dealing with the foolishness that was at the Capitol, racial injustice, just so much stuff. So I want to see how everyone is doing. So just drop it in the chat. Let me know what's up. So we're going to go ahead and get to this. So today we're going to talk about acceptance. And one of the reasons we're going to talk about acceptance is there's a myth. Let's see, apparently I can't type either. So we're going to fix that. Oh, y'all have me just, I'm on one today. All right, let's try this again. So there's a myth that acceptance is passive or giving up. So I'm going to repeat that. There's a myth that acceptance is being passive or giving up. And one of the things that's important to remember is acceptance is actually active and it's not giving up. And some of the reasons I think sometimes people are resistant to utilizing acceptance or accepting something is because they feel like they failed, they gave up, or they aren't doing anything. And just like forgiveness is active, acceptance is also very active, which is one of the reasons it made it to those 4 principles. If it was passive or didn't matter, it wouldn't be in there. I only give you the stuff that matters. So the first thing to remember is, yes, all of this happened. All of that stuff in 2020 happened. I was just watching on Netflix that, I guess you call it kind of a mockumentary called Death to 2020. And they were listing all of the things that happened in the year. They didn't actually list all of them. They just list a chunk of them. And one of the things that was difficult about last year is it was so much, it's hard to even remember every single thing that was wonky in the year. It's hard to remember all of it because it was just so much. And part of the reason we have to accept it is it happened. Us deciding we don't like it, we don't want it, we are not down for it, doesn't make it disappear, doesn't mean it didn't happen. It happened. Yes, all of that craziness happened. And even last week, people all up in the Capitol. Yes, it happened. And I tried to snap my fingers, but it sure didn't go away. So it all happened. And one of the reasons we need acceptance is acceptance helps with resilience. So the ability to not just overcome, but to kind of bounce back or to be able to survive what is coming at you. And as we've seen, because we left 2020, we made it into 2021. And by Wednesday of last week, we had a coup and a whole bunch of foolishness. So it reminds you that anything can still happen. So part of the reason we need acceptance and we need these principles is so that we have the resilience to move forward and deal with whatever comes at us, because there's no guarantee. Nothing else extra special touch is happening in 2021 because it's already started off with a bang. So we want to be in the best emotional space we can to be able to manage what happens, because just because there's all this madness going on, adulting didn't stop, regular life doesn't stop, medical illnesses don't stop, stuff just doesn't stop. And one of the reasons we need to accept things is it takes a lot of energy to be in denial. It takes a lot of energy to be like, nah, that didn't happen. It just takes so much energy. And there's a point where you just have to accept it as what is. Now, that doesn't mean you are accepting that that is the only way it can be. So to me, the thing that's important to remember about acceptance is accepting the present and the past. But it doesn't mean you can't change the future or change your actions. So there's still a lot of power in it. The next thing is acceptance releases you from all of that negative energy that's holding on to you, on focusing on things that didn't go the way you wanted them to, or you didn't like, or that were even painful. That you need to release that negative energy. Now, I'm not saying this is easy. It is not easy. And there are some things that are smaller and some that are bigger. So if you had a family member, your parent die or something like that, or you were in a bad accident, or you had COVID and you still can't breathe, I'm not saying just forget it, get over it. I'm a fan of actually not having get over it in the lexicon, because I really feel like people find a way to get through and make it through and move forward, but they don't necessarily get over. So I want to just take a moment about this, releasing this negative energy, because as you hyper focus on things that you just don't like, you're going to bring all that energy, all of those feelings are going to just continue coming to you. So at some point, you have to release some of it. Okay? The next thing is, when you accept what is or what has already happened, it opens the space for you to see the lessons and to have growth. So there are things we don't like. There are things that suck. Racism sucks. I will go on. Racial injustice sucks. I'll just go there. I will put it there. But I still have to live. I'm still Black. Last time I checked. Can't change it. Don't want to change it. But there's nothing I can do about being Black. And I can't magically make it so that Black people weren't killed by police. It is what it is. I can make decisions in the future to keep myself safe, my family safe, and to be proactive with organizations that are going to fight police brutality, and also to work with people in the D&I space to help with understanding and people having better ideas of being anti-racist and also being allies. I can do that. But accepting things lets you get the lessons. It's hard to get the lessons if you're hyper focused on what happened and how much it sucked. You can't get lessons that way because all you're thinking about is what sucked, what's bad, what isn't the way you want it. And that's not going to let you have those lessons and that growth. And none of us know what is around the corner. We don't know what's in our grand plan. We are living day by day, minute by minute. We do not know the grand plan. So we never know what's around the corner. And one of the things I like to encourage people is, since we don't know what is coming, the best we can do is to prepare ourselves for our blessings. And I want you to be prepared so that when your blessings come, you can hold on to them and grab those blessings. Just hold those blessings tight. See, I can hug myself because I don't have to worry about giving myself COVID. The next thing is, we switched all the way down to my console. So, oh my gosh, this is fun with captions day. Fun with captions. So tonight we're talking about acceptance as one of the 4 principles to put 2020 behind us and to make 2021 count. I'm so excited to have you with me tonight. I know we've been through a few little shenanigans. Some of them we will edit out because there were so many shenanigans. But I'm so excited to have you here. If you know someone that needs this, please tag them. If you know someone that needs this, please share. Sharing is caring. And the last thing, if you're watching it, it's not live, don't even worry about it. Put hashtag replay. I am just happy you came. We're going to do a quick rundown. Then we are going to get you out of here to enjoy your Tuesday night. So one of the reasons we're talking about this is that there is a myth. This myth is that acceptance is passive, that acceptance is giving up. And the reality is acceptance is active, just like forgiveness. It is active. It is intentional. It is extremely powerful. Part of this acceptance is realizing all that extra stuff happened in 2020. It did. It happened. And we've already had a level of chaos already in 2021. So there's a level of acceptance. And one of the reasons I want to talk about this is there has been so much happening. There's no guarantee what is not going to happen this year. But we can put ourselves in the best place to make this year good for us, even if there's chaos around us. Because we are in control of our thoughts. We're also in control of our actions. The next thing is acceptance brings resilience. Because anything can happen in 2021. We've already seen it. We saw a coup. We saw an attempted coup. We saw it. So anything can happen. So I want you to have the tools to be able to move through, duck and dodge, and deal with everything that's going on. Because between politics, racial injustice, regular life, staying healthy, pandemic, there's just always something. And I just can't predict what is coming next. Acceptance also helps us break that cycle of denial. That cycle of denial holds us and doesn't let us move forward. You can't move forward while you're focused on something that happened, but you don't want to accept that it happened. You're not going to move forward. And really the only way to really move in a healthy way is forward. It's like Dory, just keep swimming. Also, accepting allows us to release the negative energy that comes to us for focusing on things we don't like, didn't go our way, or that just sucked. Sometimes stuff sucks. Sometimes life is not fair. And as I said earlier, this isn't saying get over things. This isn't saying get over huge traumas or pains. And this year, quite honestly, 2020 for a lot of people was traumatic. But being able to accept what has happened, not co-sign it, but just accept it happened, helps us release the negative energy so that we can be free to move forward. And this also opens up the space for us to get the lessons and grow from the experience, so that even if the experience feels negative, feels painful, feels traumatic, hurts you in your soul, that there are usually still some lessons or way to grow from experiences, even if we feel like they are negative. And I want you to be able to do that. So that's what I got for you. We end up being here a little bit longer, probably a little bit because of some of my shenanigans. But thank you so much for coming and spending time with me. Again, I am your host, Dr. Ericka, double board certified and Harvard trained psychiatrist and integrative lifestyle coach. I am extremely passionate about helping people be better so they can do better and ultimately live better. I do that through my adult telepsychiatry practice, my books, including Fix Your Fairy Tale, A Woman's Guide to a Great Life, Love, and Legacy, along with my speaking. And thank you so much for joining me. If you need just a little bit of help, you need a mental health checkup, or you're just feeling overwhelmed or just feel out of sorts, feel free to contact me at AskDrGoodwin.com. AskDrGoodwin.com. You can get a complimentary consultation for my telepsychiatry practice. And that's what I have for you tonight. I will be back tomorrow at 7. Topic to be determined. But you know what? If there's something you want to hear about, drop it in the chat. Just drop it in the chat or drop it in the comments and let me know. Again, thank you so much for choosing to spend time with me. I know there are lots of things you could be doing right now, and you are spending this time with me. I'm very honored. I am very grateful. I'm sending love and prayers out to everyone that is just dealing with the emotional burden of everything going on right now, personally and globally and in our country. The next thing is I have the same prescription for you, which is please call at least one person and tell them that you love them. Call, audio or video, at least one. Okay, can you do that for me? I would truly appreciate it. They will appreciate it, and I bet they will show you some love back. And continue to stay safe. This pandemic is still here. I need you to still wear your mask, stay 6 feet apart. Don't be gathering in groups. Wash your hands. And I guess my quick vaccine update, and then I'm hopping out, is I had my vaccine last Wednesday. No superpowers and no major side effects. So I'm feeling fine. That's all I have for you tonight. I'm going to hop out. I was in here a little bit longer than I planned, but thank you and much love. Bye.